Hey everybody, welcome to the National Signing Day podcast. I'm your host, Coach Martin. Today we're going to talk about putting everything in focus. Now this piece right here, this is super, super important because what happens is, I know you're all listening right now, you want to get recruited, and that's such a great goal. I get that, right? And then, obviously we start picking our schools and we go through the whole deal, and then the hopes is getting recruited. But I do want to stretch your mind for a minute. I really do, and I promise you that one day you'll definitely be thankful that you heard this if you take it to heart. Right? Because most athletes, right, we're going to say the 99%. 99% are going to, hey, I want to get recruited. What do I need to do? Maybe I have somebody helping me. Maybe you're making the calls on your own. Whatever that looks like. But our ultimate goal is just to get recruited. It's kind of like that is the finish line when it comes to recruitment, right? But I don't want that to be a finish line. I want that to be the starting line. I want the finish line, and we're going to get into that in a second. That's not the end, it's the beginning. So I want you to change your focus, shift your focus, where getting recruited is just the beginning, not the end. Because this is what happens. If it's the end, you're going to go in it this way. Well, my goal is to get recruited. And then now let's say I got recruited by ABC College. Check, I'm good to go. But then this is what happens. We go through 2 years, or we go through 4 years of college, and we know that the odds, right? Most kids graduate from college, 56% of them that end up getting a job that's totally outside of your degree. So now you have debt, you have this loan that you probably are going to have. Even if you have a full ride, you're still probably going to have some type of debt that you're going to have that you got to pay back. And now you end up getting a job where you're working outside of the degree that you just took for 4 years. And that's what happens for athlete after athlete after athlete after athlete, all the way across the board. So why did that happen? Because recruitment was the end game and not the beginning. So I don't want that to happen with you guys. I want recruitment to be the beginning. So yes, you want to get recruited. I want you to, put it on the wall. We're going to give you obviously we're going to show you and give you the steps on how to do that. But for this podcast, I want you to think farther than that, right? I want you to think about after recruitment, after you get your diploma, after all of this, right? What is it that you want to do? What do you want to be? Right? Like, what profession do you want to be? Now, if you already know and you're like, hey, yeah, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an attorney, I want to be an engineer, right? You want to do something like that, then 100%, right? You're going to want to make sure that you target schools with great programs in those fields, right? So those are going to be the ones that you're going to target. If it's not those, I want you to take time, maybe have a deep conversation with your parents and find out what it is you want to do, right? And make sure that one, when you choose what you want to do, you're going to be happy with that amount of income, right? So you may want to Google how much that person actually makes. And secondly, you're going to want to make sure that you're targeting schools where they have that type of a program at the school. So recruitment's still there, but it's not the forefront. Does that make sense? Because if you're targeting schools and all of a sudden there's something you really want to be, but they don't even offer that program at the college that you're going to be going to, then it's kind of all for naught, right? And I don't want the 4 years to be an all for naught. The 4 years should set you up for the rest of your life, right? With most people, it does not. So we're focused on well past the just getting recruited. Just getting recruited is amazing, and we're looking forward and we're trying to accomplish that, but it's so much more than just getting recruited, right? So think ahead. Figure out, we're going to reverse engineer, find out what you want to do. What does that look like? How much does that make? Are you good with that? You may go through this process and change 4 careers because you may say, well, I don't really like that. Or, I really thought maybe that one made more, or whatever the case is. But take time to go through this exercise. I'm going to encourage you to have a conversation with your parents, map it out, write this stuff down on paper. Once you figure out what it is you want to do, now let's set yourself up for success. Find out which schools offer those programs, and then have those schools on your list that you're trying to get recruited to. So by reverse engineering, I promise it will set you up for the rest of your life. So listen, if we can help you in any way, shape, or form, make sure you visit us on nationalsigningdaypodcast.com, or make sure you share this with your friends, with your family. Make sure you follow us on social. We're here for you. But until next time, I'm Coach Martin. I am out.